Greetings, my fellow philosophers. It is I, Aristotle. And I have come across a video from Andrew of Channel 5 and All Gas No Brakes fame, responding to recent sexual misconduct allegations. As an expert in ethics and morality, I will be sharing my thoughts and analysis on this video. It is important to remember that in any situation, our actions are the result of our habits and character. As I said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And so, as we evaluate Andrew's response, it's important to consider not only his words, but also his actions and behavior. It is also important to acknowledge that nobody has the right to accept the apology besides the victims themselves. This is simply an analysis of the response. Without further ado, let's dive into the video and see what Andrew has to say for himself. Remember, as we evaluate his response, let's keep in mind the importance of remorse, acknowledgement of harm, and a commitment to do better in the future. Are these present in his response? Let's find out.
I never thought I'd make a video like this, but I think there's an important conversation to be had, and I just want to be fully accountable, honest, and transparent with all of you guys. So I'd like to start by thanking every single person who's came out in the past week to speak about different ways in which my behavior has made them feel uncomfortable or pressured during a sexual situation, and to people who said that I've made unwanted advances and had a hard time with rejection. I'm sure this was not easy to do. It's never easy to speak out, and it was hard for me to hear as well, because to be honest with you, up until this point, I didn't even really realize that I had this pattern that had affected multiple people.
Now this is quite the conundrum. On one hand, the apology includes an expression of remorse and acknowledgement of the harm caused, which aligns with my belief that to be angry at the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not easy. But on the other hand, Andrew also says I never thought I'd make a video like this, and I just want to be fully accountable, honest, and transparent with all of you guys, which raises suspicion about the sincerity of the apology. Furthermore, I firmly believe that an apology should be delivered in person, as it is not the words of the philosopher which are important but the way of life. Therefore, the fact that the apology is delivered through a video does not align with my views. But alas, I must remind you all that the internet and being a public figure were not concepts during my time. In conclusion, this apology contains some elements of a good apology so far, but also raises concerns about insincerity and the mode of delivery. It is important to remember that true remorse and willingness to make amends should be shown through actions, not just words. Let us continue our observation.
I'd also like to apologize for my silence. I think that when this stuff first came out, I was in a state of denial and shock. I was, just riding the high from my movie that just came out, and then within 48 hours, I was denounced by my closest collaborators, and my name was printed in 40 different news outlets next to the words sexual misconduct, and I just kind of spiraled into a mental health crisis. I'm okay now, but I don't really think this is about me. This is about the people that I've affected, so I just want to express my complete sympathy, respect, and support for anyone who I've done wrong by, and I really want to do better and be fully accountable for everything that I've done.
Now this is quite the philosophical puzzle. On one hand, the statement delves into the depths of remorse and shines a light on the harm caused, which aligns with my belief. It also expresses a willingness to take responsibility and make amends, which aligns with my belief that a good apology should include a demonstration of a willingness to make amends. Furthermore, the statement also includes an apology for the silence and the delay, which shows a level of accountability. This is also in line with my thoughts that a good apology should be timely and not delayed, as delay is the deadliest form of denial. However, the statement also includes the phrase "I'd also like to apologize for my silence." I think that when this stuff first came out, I was in a state of denial and shock, which raises suspicions about the sincerity of the apology and may be an attempt to excuse his behavior. Basically, this statement bears the hallmarks of a sincere apology, as it bears the weight of remorse, owns up to the harm caused, and shows a willingness to make amends, and timeliness, but it also includes elements that do not align with my thoughts, such as insincerity. We will need to hear more.
So that being said, I want to make a few things clear. I've always taken no for an answer. As far as consent, I've never overstepped that line. But I think I want to have a more nuanced and important conversation about power dynamics, pressure, and coercion. Because, like I said, I think for a long time, I was behaving in a way that I actually thought was normal. I thought that, going home from the bar alone made you a loser. I thought that persistence was a form of flattery. And I thought that, if at first somebody was reluctant, they're playing hard to get, just try harder. And if you think someone's feeling you, make a physical advance and see if they go with it. And I think that especially I realized when so many young people, especially young men, rushed to defend me when this stuff first started coming out, that this type of sex pest behavior is normalized. And a lot of people think this stuff is normal when I don't think that it is. And I think that I want to be fully responsible for not having a fluid understanding of consent and what enthusiastic two-way consent looks like.
Quite interesting. On one hand, the statement includes an acknowledgement of the power dynamics, pressure, and coercion involved in Andrew's behavior, which aligns with my belief that a good apology should involve an explanation of the circumstances that led to the wrongdoing, as coercion may prevent crimes, but it robs even the virtuous of their virtues. However, the statement also includes the phrase "I've always taken no for an answer as far as consent, I've never overstepped that line," which casts a shadow of doubt over the genuineness of the apology and hints at an attempt to deflect responsibility or downplay the magnitude of the harm caused. This phrase suggests that Andrew may be trying to absolve himself of responsibility by insisting that he has always respected consent, and that he has not overstepped any lines. This can make it seem as if he is not truly acknowledging the harm that he may have caused, and that he is attempting to deflect responsibility. This can make the apology less effective, and can make it more difficult for the person who has been harmed to accept the apology and move forward. Let's keep watching and see where he goes from here.
That being said, a lot of the things that have been said online about me are not true. A lot of things are missing really important contextual information that I think would change people's interpretation of a lot of these situations, but I'm not here to invalidate anybody's lived experience. If you feel pressured, that's just what it is. I hope that young people, and young men in particular, can use my mistakes to learn and move through life with a better understanding of consent.
My fellow philosophers, a conundrum presents itself once again. On one hand, the statement includes a willingness to educate others and a commitment to do better in the future, which aligns with my belief that educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. The statement delves into the intricacies of power dynamics, pressure, and coercion that were at play, a recognition that aligns with my belief that a true apology should shed light on the circumstances that led to the transgression. However, Andrew also includes the phrase that being said, "A lot of the things that have been said online about me are not true." A lot of things are missing really important contextual information that I think would change people's interpretation of a lot of these situations. Which raises suspicions about the sincerity of the apology and may be an attempt to shift the blame or minimize the harm caused. It also suggests that Andrew may be trying to defend himself and downplay the experiences of the people who have been harmed. Let us continue to observe and see where this journey leads.
As far as what I have planned, I'm not really sure what comes next. I mean, obviously, reporting is my one true love, and I'm 25 years old, and I have my whole life ahead of me. But I really think that I need to do some serious work on myself and figure myself out. So I'm going to start therapy sessions pretty much immediately. Also, not to blame alcohol, but I truly believe that alcohol was a contributing factor to my poor decision making. And I think that alcohol in general has had a devastating impact on my life. So I think I'm going to make the decision to join the 12-step program for Alcoholics Anonymous. And during this journey into sobriety, I want to take a serious step back from public life. And like I said, figure myself out.
Ah, my dear thinkers, a puzzle of the mind has emerged once again. On one hand, the statement includes a commitment to self-improvement by seeking therapy and joining Alcoholics Anonymous program, which aligns with my belief that self-improvement is a lifelong task, for the mind, like the body, is never in a state of repose. However, the statement also includes the phrase "as far as what I have planned, I'm not really sure what comes next, and I mean, obviously, reporting is my one true love, and I'm 25 years old and I have my whole life ahead of me," which raises suspicions about the authenticity of the apology and could be interpreted as an attempt to steer the spotlight elsewhere, such as Andrew's own future, and away from the harm caused. Let us continue to watch and discover where this path will take us.
And I hope that this reaches the ears of anyone who's felt affected by me. I'd love to reach out to you, or you can reach out to me, even just for me to say, I'm sorry, and I really apologize, and I appreciate you all. I also want to apologize to my closest collaborators, my friends, my family, and people who will have to wear this stain on their career forever. You guys don't deserve this, and I love you guys. That being said, if you never want to watch Channel 5 again, I understand. I hope you remember the missions of radical empathy and media literacy that we have tried to put into the world through our coverage. All right, that's all I want to say.
Ah, my fellow philosophers, another enigma has come to light. On one hand, the statement expresses a willingness to reach out to the people affected, which aligns with my belief that friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. The statement also includes an apology to his closest collaborators, friends, family, and people who will have to wear this stain on their career forever, which aligns with my belief that a good apology should include an acknowledgement of the impact of the wrongdoing on others, as the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. However, the statement also includes the phrase that being said, "If you never want to watch Channel 5 again, I understand," which raises suspicions about the sincerity of the apology and may be an indication that Andrew is putting his own interests ahead of those of the people who have been harmed. In conclusion, this video from Andrew of Channel 5 fame does contain some elements of a good apology from my perspective, such as remorse, acknowledgement of harm, willingness to make amends, and an explanation of the circumstances that led to the wrongdoing. However, it also includes elements that do not align with my thoughts, such as insincerity and shifting of focus. It is important to remember that, as I have said before, excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. I hope that Andrew will take this opportunity to reflect on his actions and make a sincere effort to improve himself and make amends. With that being said, I am going to sign off now. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this apology in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoy this type of content and want to see more. Thanks, ageless takers.